Hello there. So the gradebook. The gradebook in Canvas is contingent on your assignments page. You populate your assignments page by visiting it in course navigation. Over here, toggle assignments. Now it should be empty by default except for one group that says assignments. Now at the beginning of most semesters, a lot of instructors just throw all their assignments into there. That's one thing you can do. My recommendation is instead to use assignment groups, depending upon the types of assessments that you do. So I'm a humanities guy. I would create groups for things like essays, although you may create groups for things like exams or things for assessments like homework, or maybe you call them classroom preparation assignments or whatever terminology that you use. You can also create one for a midterm assessment or for a final research project. Or for attendance, or participation in this case. This allows you to organize all of your assignments, plus it creates corresponding groups in your gradebook. So to start populating your gradebook, you have to start creating assignments that will go into these. I generally try and rename the default one as well to something more targeted toward my classroom. So if I'm going to be using discussion forums, I'd rename it as that, for instance. You can drag these around, reorder them if you need to. To add an assignment, click on plus assignment and go through the process of naming the assignment, adding in directions for it, choosing a point value, whether it be 10 or 100 points is what I generally recommend. You can do this on a points-based system where it all equals up to 100 or 1,000 points, or you can weight these. I recommend weighting. I'll show you how to do that in a bit. Then you choose which of your assignment groups that assignment goes into and how the points get displayed. Choose a submission type, depending upon how this is going to be submitted. Participation might be no submission, for instance. Online would be an online submission of a text entry or a file upload. There are other options as well. On paper would just be if it's a quiz that's completed in class, for example. An external tool would be an external tool where, for instance, you're linking to a site outside of Canvas. For instance, maybe you have a textbook publisher that you're linking to their outside website. If you want to talk about how you can use those, please get in touch with us at tlc@lasalle.edu and we can help you more. Group assignment options and peer review options are available. You can choose due dates depending upon when it's due and when you want it available until, if you want people to still be able to submit it after that due date, and when it's available from, for example. And then once you hit save and publish, it will appear in the assignment group that you put it into, and it will appear in your gradebook. So here it is in the assignment group. If I put it into the wrong one, you can always drag it into the proper one. What I generally like to do from here is weight things, but first I'll show how this displays in your gradebook. If you click on Grades in Course Navigation, it'll take you to your gradebook, and you'll be able to see every assignment that you create and publish, along with whatever assignment groups that you've created as well. And that's essentially how you populate your gradebook, by first populating your assignments page. Every assignment that you publish will appear. If you unpublish an assignment, it won't be in your gradebook, but publishing means that it will be there. If you want to weight your grades, what you do is toggle these three dots in the upper right and choose Assignment Groups Weight. Choose Weight Final Grade based on assignment groups, and then choose the weighting percentages that you think are appropriate for your assignment, what you tell people that's going to be assessed in the syllabus. So let's say 30% for these, 15% for these, 15 for these, maybe 20 for this, 20 for this. Well, that equals 100% overall. So I'm going to say that this one will maybe be 10, and this one would maybe be 10. And there you are, 100%. And these will be communicated over here. And in your gradebook as well, the percentages will also be previewed here as well. So you can move these around a little bit to see how much each group is worth of the grade. And once you start grading these, let's say the student gets an 89 on this essay, there you are. And for every single essay which is in that assignment group, every single one that gets graded, this grade will change depending upon how that particular student is doing. So there are a lot of other features that you can use in terms of managing your grades, like the speed grader. But in terms of populating your grade book, this is how you do it. Make sure you have groups that organize your grade book, and then create as many assignments as you need that haven't already been created. Name them, directions, and then provide everything else that is required. Okay, if you have any questions, please send us an email at tlc@laselle.edu, and we'll respond as soon as possible.